I'm Amy Hilton. I'm the Health Center Administrator at the Waterford. I've been here with the company for 6 years, and I've been here at the Waterford for 2. Early last year, we were having an extensive number of falls. We were in the high teens. We're a small building, 60-bed skilled nursing facility with both short-term rehab and long-term care, but a majority of our residents are here for long-term care. And what we found was that even though we have plenty of staff, and we were all in the right areas, when residents were in their rooms, they were not requesting help and trying to do things on their own, and oftentimes having a fall. None of them were major injuries. They were relatively minor, but they continued to happen. So when the FMQAI project came out, I was very excited to join and to begin the biggest challenge, which was our falls.
With the falls, at one point we did have a high number in falls, and then we started a few different interventions, but we found one that works really great where we looked over the amount of residents that were having the most falls, and what we did is started like a every 15-minute check, every 30-minute check, or every hour check, depending on how many falls they had in a certain period of time.
Obviously, we realized that if this trend continued, it potentially might increase in the number of falls, as well as they may become more severe as time would go on. The first place to start was just to look at the trends. So we created a spreadsheet that listed a variety of details: times, location, specifics of where the falls were occurring, to make sure that we could maybe see if we could figure anything out from that information.
Try to get a pattern of the resident, like if they were falling trying to go to the bathroom or anything like that. So we came up with different schedules that meet their need.
We began in-servicing the staff and really trying to nail down exactly when we were experiencing these falls. We really realized that there were specific times that we were having this consistent fall challenge. So then we started to look at what we could do differently to make sure that some of our residents who were higher functioning and did not like to go to activities, could we potentially add new things that they might want to get out of their room.
I've just gradually been adding more activities so that way our residents have a choice if they want to go. They don't have to go to everything, but they can go to different activities. Also, we have we interact together, but there's different groups. We have a sensory spa for them, aromatherapy, music, and just a light tactile massage on their hand and their arms, because that's all that group is capable of participating in. Another group that some people call it sunshine, some people call it watchful eye, are quote unquote fall risks. And they're kept busy with puzzles, and it just depends. So we keep them busy with hands-on activities, and we keep them moving throughout the morning. Not moving, being mobile, just moving with activity.
We have some watch programs, so we started those programs earlier in the day and placed them in locations that were prominent in the later hours. After dinner was a time when people are going back to bed, getting ready for bed, and that we were having a lot of falls during that time as well. So when we started to talk about the numbers and really started to voice the consistency that we're having in these fall numbers every month, I think that was a realization that they weren't aware of. So those conversations, just talking about it, was the best first step. And when the staff at that time did have a little bit of resistance and said, well, we do those things. And I said, I agree. I know that we do, but we're still having this challenge. So I encourage you to increase the amount of times and make sure that you're taking everyone pre and post meal, and let's look at those numbers. And if they don't change, then you're right. Maybe it's something else. And that was kind of my challenge to them. And we did see a decrease in those numbers. We had a great month in early February, March time of just 3 falls, and that was great. And then the next month, it was through the roof. So the buy-in was there, yes, but the realization still was not quite totally accepted. So we continue to have more education, continue to actually drill down on the specific people having those falls, which then created more buy-in. So it was just ensuring that they were safe, that they were in a good place, the call light was there, that if they needed to be toileted, that we were doing those things at that time. If they were getting restless, we were finding out maybe they want to get up, maybe they need to use the restroom, maybe they just needed something, they were in pain, or needed a medication, or couldn't sleep, whatever it might be. So maybe they're hungry. So we were doing those little things along the way also, and that was really what finally stopped the consistency with several people that were really having several falls. Oftentimes when I talk about our successes with falls, I do get the question of, do you have alarms? How many do you have? We have very few. We will potentially get to the point where we're going to try to take those away and be alarm-free or restraint-free. So we will move to alarm-free. We haven't gotten to that point as of yet.